Okay, how everybody doing today? I'm coming to you live today. This week is a Wednesday, and I'm coming live to give you my week's number 10 top 10 college football of this season, 2025. So before I do that, like I always say to everybody out there, I want you to have fun and enjoy yourself today and make sense. And please, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel and push that like button. I appreciate every one of you college football fans out there and anybody that's new to the channel. So I need you to, if you're not already, I need you if you got any super chats out there that you want to give a shout out for a team or anything you want to say. Got a challenge where if I get a certain amount of super chats out there, I'm going to give away a super pick. I'm going to give away a big pick of one of the teams this week that you can take my pick and go, if you want to go on FanDuel and make a pick out of it. Because my picks, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, I go through all the teams and the team that I feel has the best chance of winning and winning you some money, I will give that super pick to you. And 9 times out of 10, I'd be right. Almost 99.5%. I won't even put the pick out if I knew that it's almost surefire. I know nothing is surefire 100%, but I will give you the best option, the best pick that's 9 times out of 10 is a winner. So I just want to let everybody chime in, everybody chat. If you want to super chat, like I said, I'm having a contest. I will give you a real big super pick if I meet my goal. My goal is 10 super chat for the night's live. So anybody out there want to give a shout out? I mean, super chat, like you can get a minimum super chat to the highest you want, however you feel. I appreciate all your support. So I want to touch on 2 games that happened this weekend and just touch on maybe some of these coaching like vacancies and firing. And then if y'all want to chat, let me know in the chat, in the comment section, let me know like what university that their coach got fired, who they should choose as their new coach, who should they pursue. If y'all got some names, coaches' names in the hat, y'all want to give a shout out to and think that y'all team should go after. The coach, y'all should go after the team. So just like whatever y'all want to say out there, who y'all think is number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do y'all agree with the committee's top 25? Who y'all think that got looked over should be in the top 25? Who y'all think should get out of the top 25? Leave a comment. Leave a super thanks to a super chat. Use have a super leave a super thanks if you thank me for my channel and what I bring, giving you the best content. Or if you got a super chat that you want to just get out right away. So I want to hear from you guys out there in the college football world, the Alabama fans of the world, the Georgia fans of the world, the Ole Miss fans of the world, Tennessee. Shouts out to BYU fans, Notre Dame fans, Virginia fans, ACC fans, Big Ten fans, SEC fans, Big 12 fans, and any other fan base out there. Any fans, give a shout out. Give a shout out to your school. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you college football fans out there. So, first, I want to start on talking about all the coaches' vacancies. If anybody out there want to chat on it and say anything about it. Like the latest coach to get fired, Auburn's coach, Hugh Freeze. So that's going to leave a lot of people in Alabama at Auburn thinking about who they should get as a new coach. And it's so sad because he only been there 3 years. Like, he haven't really had a chance to do nothing. Like, so Auburn is getting tired. They're not even giving their coaches 3 years now, man. Like, if you ain't sparking and probably like in 2, they're like, nah, man, you got to go. We need to start winning like ASAP, like now. So that's wild. So any coach out there that's trying to, that's trying to coach for Auburn, man, you really got to be on your feet. But that's probably for a lot of schools out there, a lot of programs. Yeah, I think now. So just let me know what you guys think. This is like a college football channel. I do other things because this is also an entertainment channel, but I mainly talk about college football, mainly get my top 10 and then discuss about games that just happened this week and thoughts on the games and thoughts on everything, recruiting, anything you want to talk about. I'm here. We can talk about it. Okay, so now I don't know what direction like Auburn gonna go, and then Penn State gonna go, and all the other coaches like teams program that got fired. Oklahoma State coach. Wow, it's so many of them. Florida coach. Coaching search. Wow, it's just so many, man. Like I said last time, it's like, man, these programs, these college football institutions, man, these programs is not playing around. Man, if you ain't turning your program around fast, or at least getting your school a fighting chance to get to the 12-team college football playoff, man, they're not playing. They're gonna fire you. They don't care how much they guaranteed the money for. Man, you getting out of there. Because now it's a win now, since it's 12 teams that can qualify for the playoff. They're not giving no excuses. Like before this, like bowl games. Yeah, bowl games before this is like it was an option. And then I think more coaches had leeway. But now these programs, like, it's enough like positions out there in the 12-team college football playoff to where you should be able to get your team in one of those spots. That's how they're looking at the ADs and the fans looking at, like, there's no excuse now. If we're a big-time program, there's no excuse for us not to be able to recruit at a high level, develop at a high level, and win at a high level. Now you got lever. Now you got extra chances. If you lose once, you're not out of it like before. Even if you lose 2, you still have a fighting chance to make it. So a lot of the fans out there in universities and alumnus and everybody out there from these schools saying, nah, we're not giving these coaches no more excuses. Get the right proper players in there through the NIL packages. You'll get these high school kids when you recruit them in, also for transfer portal kids for young men. So now it's no excuse out there. They want you to perform now. Excuse me. So let me know what you guys think. So I want to touch on two games like happened this past week, and then I want to give you guys my top 10. So once again, like I said, if you guys want to talk about the committee's top 25, go right ahead. Go right ahead and make a comment on it. One thing before I get into the two games this weekend, like I just want to say that the committee has like a really, really tough time, especially this year and going forward, because now it's more intense to get 20 up to 25 teams. Because especially when you talk about teams like 25 to like 15, it's very, very hard. And even at the top, but at the top it's more easier because 9 times out of 10, most of those teams are either like undefeated or only one loss team. So, and they gotta like they show a lot more than the other teams. They lost less, and they probably more dominant. So it's possibly more for the committees more easier for the top 10 or even the top 11. But after that, excuse me, I think that like it gets harder because it's like more teams are more compatible to each other. Like 25, because like 25 or like I say about 15 down to like 35. Most of the teams all jumbled together into like 2 or 3 tiers, all close together. So man, it makes it more harder to judge and get teams ranked in the top 25 because a 35 team might be closer to a team that's like 18 or 19. So it's tough for the committee. So man, shouts out to the college football committee this year in 2025, man, because they got a tough job. I know people criticize this and that, but it's not no easy science. I think they do a good job. I mean, I don't say nothing is 100% perfect, but for the hard thing that they got to do, man, I give them a shout out every year. All the new committee members every year, they got a hard job, but I think they do pretty much a better job than they did in the past. Because some of the job they did in the past, from the other committees, oh boy, we're gonna see how this one is. So far, so good. Thumbs up to the committee this year. So far, they did a good job, man. I congratulate them. Hopefully, they continue this, and it don't be nobody from no conference. Be fair to all the conferences, man, and all the teams in the conferences that really is balling out. So I want to talk about two games in particular that happened this past weekend that was impactful to the playoffs, college football playoffs. One of the games this weekend was Texas versus Vanderbilt. Now, people don't realize this game really can impact the college football playoffs because after week one, everybody basically was leaving Texas Longhorns for dead. But now look at them. Yeah, they lost to Florida too, but Florida played Georgia tough this past weekend. So even though they fired their coach and they're not as good as the top teams in the SEC, but they really is a tough out. You're not going to just put 50 or 60 points up on just blow them out like a cupcake. Florida will give you a run. They do got some really good player. They just need to get some little bit more better players in development. I think Florida will be all right. Florida could be a top 25 team. I think next year, if they get a few more good recruits in there, along with a few more transfer portal guys, I think Florida really will be a competitive team in the SEC. But this year they fought hard, and I think they showed that they got fight in them. So Texas, even though they lost against them, it showed Texas also bounced back from that loss and is playing pretty good football since then. And the only other loss was to Ohio State in week 1. So in the SEC, they still got a shot, man. They go to Georgia, and then they got to play Texas A&M at the end of the season, their rival. So who knows, man? But that was a very important game because the reason I touch on it is because both teams had something to play for trying to get to the college football playoff. Like Vanderbilt, they still got an outside shot, but it's almost slim to none now. But like if they would have won that game, they really would have had a chance to, if they won out, they would have had a chance to get selected to the 12-team college football playoff this year. First time probably in a long time for Vanderbilt, man, in years. Possibly over 50-some plus years. So it was huge for Vanderbilt this game. But unfortunately for them, Texas came and they wanted it more. So it was a huge game for Texas too. So, because Texas was on the ropes, they already had lost 2. They would have lost this one in Vanderbilt. It would have been done, possibly done for them, because they wouldn't have probably been able to make it to the SEC championship. So if they would have lost this one, they probably would have been out just looking for a New Year's Six bowl or a high quality bowl if they would have lost this game. So Texas won, and they still got a fight chance to make the 12-team college football playoff, and they still might have a outside chance of getting to the SEC championship because they only one loss came to Florida. So it's still a few more games left. They still got a fighting shot. We shall see. So that was a good game, and the Longhorns pulled it off, and they still got a chance to go on. So that was one of the games I thought that was a game to highlight this weekend. That was a very huge game for playoff implications. So another game I wanted to touch on real quick is I really wanted to touch on Oklahoma versus Tennessee out of the SEC too, because this game also was important to both teams too, because Tennessee still had a fighting chance to win out and possibly get to a college football 12-team college football playoff, and also Oklahoma. So both of them teams was like fighting for playoff spots. So basically, Oklahoma and Tennessee, this was almost a playoff elimination game. That Oklahoma went down there to Knoxville and they won. So that was a good win, a very, very good win for Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Sooners. Because when they first got into the SEC last year, them in Texas, like everybody was just thinking it was just Texas because of what Texas done year prior by going to Alabama and beating Alabama the year prior. So everybody like just thought that Texas was just going to be the only team that came over from the Big 12 and not Oklahoma. But now everybody's seeing that Oklahoma is coming to the party too in the SEC. So all the people that traditional SEC people now, they starting to see that this Texas team and this Oklahoma team, they're both for real. And they're going to be highly competitive for years to come in the SEC. And it starts with where they at. They're in the Midwest, close to the South. So they're able to recruit very well, both teams. Thank you for your shout out. DJ Magic Kids once again came in, shout out. I want y'all to like I'm talking, leave y'all comments. If you haven't always, like I said, subscribe, already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Also, like this video. It helps the algorithm for me and it keep this video going. So now that game was very, very important. So I think now, since Tennessee lost to Oklahoma, man, I think their chances of making the college football playoffs is over. Now they probably have to win out just to even have a fighting chance for a New Year's Six bowl. That's still a huge bowl, like for economically for the school, and it helped them for next year's ranking, preseason rankings. You want to get in the New Year's Six bowl, that help your chances even for that. Excuse me. So that was a good win for Oklahoma, a good win for Texas. So all these SEC schools that was like, oh man, Oklahoma is gonna come in there and they're not gonna do well. Now look at them. And one more thing I want to say about Oklahoma, besides Wisconsin Badgers schedule, I think Oklahoma's schedule, I believe, was one of the hardest schedules out there. They was definitely in the top four of the hardest schedules this season out of any conference. It was Wisconsin's schedule and then Oklahoma's schedule. Very, very hard. So for Oklahoma to have only 2 losses out of this and still having a chance for the 12-team college football playoffs, man, that's a good achievement. Very, very good achievement for them. So them was the 2 games I just wanted to touch on because both of these games have playoff implications in the SEC and like it impacts all of college football, like for teams that still is in it and have a chance to make the 12-team college football playoff. So both Texas and Oklahoma is still alive. They're still in it. Going forward with only 3 to 4 games. Some teams got 3 games left. Some teams got 4 games left. All right, so right now, I still want to see some of your comments. Leave a comment, chat out there. I'm live right now. I'll be live every Monday. I just come live today on a Wednesday because of family, like visiting and taking care of a few things. Monday I wasn't able to. That's why I wanted to come on today and do my top 10 because I drop a top 10 every Monday after all the games is played on Friday and Saturday. So I was just like real late this week dropping my top 10. So, but normally I drop a top 10 every Monday at this time. I started out at the start of the season, I was dropping top 10s on Mondays at 12 noon, but I changed it to now because of my scheduling and a lot of other people are like mainly at work. So now I figure everybody by 7 o'clock p.m. will be off work. So 7 p.m. and beyond is a good time. It's like most people get off work between 4 to 6. So I figure by 7 o'clock, most people will got situated, whatever, and might be eating or about to eat, and they could turn on and watch my top 10. So yes, Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I will be to the rest of the season. These 4 games left, I will be dropping my top 10s and talking about college football, no matter what the subject might be. Talk about the prior games And if anybody want to chat about future games or who they think is the best team in the country, just leave it in the chat. Y'all want to argue amongst each other who got the best team out there, conference, everything, leave it in the chat. We talking college football, man, and it's great. It's fantastic. I love it. And y'all, one note, this season is going so fast. And y'all got to think. Sit back, breathe, and enjoy this. Embrace this, because let's admit, everybody, this college football off season be very, very long. Only thing, it'd be like dragged out with like recruiting, and that don't get started till like, I say, May. You got the spring games in late March and April, mainly April, and then that's all it is, be recruiting talk until football season. So it drags out. So now, man, just embrace it. Even the teams, to all you fans out there that you think your team might not make it to the 12-team college football playoff, still embrace your team, because you want to still root for your team if they only won 3 games or 4 games to make it to a bowl game, because you want to see like improvement in your team, and you still want your team got another game and can play in a bowl. That's still exciting. It's sometimes like when my team, when Ohio State didn't make it to the playoff, I still look forward to them going to a bowl game and winning the bowl game. No matter if it was the Rose Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, whatever. So, because these weeks are short, they fast. So embrace, just embrace this season that's left, and the playoffs after that, in the bowl game series, and just embrace it. Enjoy yourself in your life watching this college football. So with that being said, I'm gonna show you guys my top 10 and talk about it a little bit, and then I will be doing another top 10 every Monday at 7 p.m., like I said, until the season is over with. So here we go. If you guys can see, I'm just holding up. I'm going to try to put it up, let you guys see my top 10. Of course, the college football committee top 10 is top 25. Mainly top 12 was what really matters. But for purposes to give a perspective, like all the fans out there, everybody had their own top 10. This is the top 10 teams that I feel is worthy of making my top 10. As y'all can see right here on the screen. I'll put a little bit closer if y'all whoever couldn't see, a little bit closer. Up. Oh, I know I'm trying to adjust so everybody can see. So yes, from Ohio State on down to BYU. Yes, this is my top 10. From Ohio State to Indiana to Texas A&M to Alabama to Georgia. Wow. I still have Oregon Ducks, even though the committee haven't dropped them down to 9. I still have them at 6. And Texas, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, and BYU, yes. And I know all you SEC fans that like Ole Miss out there, why I feel they're not in my top 10. And I know y'all stopped watching it because of that, but y'all got to let me explain. Just because even the committee, even though theirs count, and AP and college coaches poll, that's their version. I feel that the teams that I have in the top 10 are better than Ole Miss. Now, you can make an argument that maybe BYU, because of the conference they're in, and because like it's been a while for a team like BYU, maybe can hang with maybe an Ole Miss, but I still say they undefeated. The Ole Miss dropped one, even though it's to a Georgia team. But I don't give all the coaches just because they in one conference or the other. I don't. But that's my top 10. Don't get me wrong. Ole Miss is a very good team, but I feel like Texas, Longhorns, even though they struggle over, they're a good team. I think Texas could beat Ole Miss. Like, just because Texas lost 2 and Ole Miss 1, that don't mean that if they played that Ole Miss outright favorite. No, I still say it's a toss-up. But the reason why I have Texas over Ole Miss, because I just think it's more than just because Ole Miss, you said sometimes can score on the cupcakes or some team will win some teams. I think Texas is a better team. That's just my opinion. I think Notre Dame is a better team. Oklahoma, too. So that's my top 10 for this week. Yeah, I looked at all the games. I looked at personnel, everything. And that's how I came up to my conclusion of the top 10. I'm going to show you guys my top 10 one more time. So while I do that, leave your comment on who you think should be in the top 10, that I in my list, or you got your own list. Leave some shout outs and comments out there or some chats. All right, here's my top 10 one more time. Here you go. I'm going to make sure that you guys can see it. Okay, that's my top 10. Yeah, I got Texas Longhorns in the top 10. Texas is a very good team. They have ups and downs. Let me talk about Texas and Notre Dame real quick. And why I got in my top 10 real quick. Now, so y'all can see me. Now, look. Texas, even like y'all got to understand out there that Texas, a team like Texas, it took them longer to start coming together as a team again, especially on the offensive side of the ball, because I believe that Sarkisian didn't do like how Ron Day did with Julian Sand. I think that he rushed Arch Manning. This is just how I feel, that he rushed Arch Manning to just be like a seasoned vet, like a quarterback that played 2 or 3 seasons. And I think that was his mistake at the start. I think he should have developed Arch more along, like longer, and had him like almost manage the game more, take the check downs, and guide him and coach him through the reads and run the ball a little bit more until Arch get more comfortable, like how Ron Day did Julian Sand. So I think by him doing that was the mistakes that he's learned from. And I think another mistake that he made was by doing that, by trying to call plays more faster, I think it hurt his defense, because Texas have a really, really good defense, stout defense. So I think that by doing faster plays like that wore down quicker their defense. So now I think that they're playing more complementary football, and now that's helped them so they can get more explosives by their plays. Now I think they're coming around, to a more developed seasonal form. So Texas, like, I don't care what nobody think, they're a dangerous team. Just because how they started out, that don't mean that's how they're gonna finish. And don't be shocked if excuse me, don't be shocked if they pull off some upsets or something, or they run the table. So that's all I'm saying on Texas. They still in it, and they still got a chance to run the table. They already, beat Oklahoma, so they got one up on Oklahoma too. Now, everybody like pushing Texas out of it. They still can go to the SEC championship because they still got Texas A&M on their schedule in Georgia. It's a possibility that they can go to the SEC championship. So I just want to put that out there about Texas. And then Oklahoma, the same. They still have it. Like Texas A&M, they control their own destiny. If they win the rest of their games, they're in the SEC championship and going to be number one in the SEC. Possibly number two. It'll be either them number two or Ohio State or Indiana. I don't know. They might. Now, if Indiana goes undefeated and win the Big Ten championship, it's a possibility that, I don't know, it's a toss-up in that scenario because at that point, I don't know if Indiana will have enough resume. But if Ohio State wins out, I believe that they're going to be I know they're going to be number one, despite what everybody say, because if they go undefeated, that means that they will have beaten Michigan. Because I believe Michigan probably win mostly all their games that's left, and they're going to be ranked pretty high. So, and it's going to be a highly viewed rivalry game. So if they beat Michigan on rivalry week and then they turn around and beat the undefeated Indiana, they're going to be number one. Because everybody be like, well, Texas A&M got resume. And like, if that was the case, their resume, with the team they beat is more than Ohio State now in Indiana. So the committee is not going to turn around. Like, people got to use common sense, man. They're not going to turn around and be like, now we're going to implement resume after the conference championship games. No. If Ohio State is undefeated, they're going to be the number one team. They're going to get the number one spot in the college football playoff. They're going to be the number one team. So all these people that are going to be on these channels, like on ESPN, on College Football Live with some of these commentators, y'all just wasting y'all breath, wasting y'all time, man. Ohio State going to be number one. Now, there's debate if Indiana win, who would be number one. Now, that can be a debate because I think Indiana don't have as many, wins and everything. And then they're dominant. But if you looking at the defenses of Ohio State and them and Texas A&M, their defense probably be a little bit more stout than Texas A&M, but it'd be close. So I don't know how the committee would go. They probably would choose Indiana. I don't know. But I know if Ohio State win it, everything in the regular season and in the Big Ten championship, they're going to be the true number one. So I just wanted to get that out there right now. So this video is live and it's going to be recorded. So y'all can come back, look at my video. I'm telling you, if Ohio State wins out, they're going to be number one. So y'all can make up all kinds of scenarios in your head, whatever y'all want to say, whatever. Ohio State, right here, the Ohio State Buckeyes are going to be number one, man. They went out, they're going to be number one. I don't care if Texas A&M beat Texas, beat Alabama. It ain't going to matter. Because common sense, Texas and Michigan almost close. Texas might, if they beat Georgia, they're going to be a little bit ahead. But Ohio State still get the credit for that too. And to that point. And then if Texas beat them, Texas A&M beat Texas, they're going to get the point for that. And then if Alabama, they're going to get the credit for that. But Alabama will still be a one-loss team. And Indiana not. And Indiana's still going to be ranked higher. So I don't know how y'all in y'all heads want to try to paint another scenario. It's not going to happen. My boy here, I'm telling you right now, the Ohio State Buckeyes will be number one. They went out and they beat Indiana and they beat Michigan. They beat all the regular season games, and they beat Indiana and the Big Ten Conference Championship. They will be the number one team. So, and to me, in my opinion, not just because I'm an Ohio State fan, and to me, I just feel they is the best team in the country. I think that there's a little bit tier because Indiana's really, really good too, but I think they're in a tier above everybody. And I think another thing I want to keep talking about this subject, and I'm in this video, but I just think that I said in prior videos, would you people out there, college football fans, could y'all just watch from start to finish? Don't even turn, even though if a commercial on, just like watch completely the whole Ohio State games, and you will see why majority of people say they're number one. Because Texas, they got some good receivers. They don't have a Jeremiah Smith. They don't have a Carnell Tate. Even though Bo Jackson haven't just broke wild, that dude, he could break at any time as a freshman, man. And Max played the tight end, even though he ain't get a lot of shots his way, that dude's still a talented tight end coming from Purdue. He was their best player. Number one player. So, and then Julian Sanders is just playing lights out, man. Heisman Trophy. Like, I think it's going to be either him win the Heisman, most likely him, or Jeremiah Smith. I mean, I know right now it don't seem like Jeremiah Smith has a chance outside chance, but I think he still do as a wide receiver. But I think that Julian Sand has the inside track. Everybody got like Texas. Texas A&M quarterback, and Indiana's quarterback, along with Julian Sand. Marcel Reed in Indiana quarterback. I'm sorry. But anyway, I just think that Julian Sand, if at this pace and the teams that he got playing now, Mendoza, sorry about that. Mendoza from Indiana is playing really, really good. But I think that Julian Sand probably going to have the best stats of all of them, because if you look at Ohio State's schedule, the teams that he got up, he still can put up some more legitimate numbers. So, and I think that when Indiana played Penn State Saturday, I think Penn State defense is going to, especially in the secondary, going to play a lot better. I don't think Indiana is going to be able to take as many deep shots and win them big explosive plays as Ohio State. Y'all going to see. If I'm wrong, come back and get me next week in the comments. I don't think that Indiana, especially with Sherrod, their best wide receiver, injured. He might play, but he's not going to be 100%. People ain't really paying attention to that. I think that Penn State is going to play a little bit better against Indiana than what they played against Ohio State. Yeah, Indiana's still going to throw some deep shots, but I think that Penn State is going to play a lot better. It's going to be more competitive in that secondary. I think the way Indiana is going to be able to move the ball and maybe score their points is by running the ball. When Mendoza running the ball and maybe throwing check downs or throwing to like his tight ends or running backs or short yak yards to move the chains. I think they're talented enough to still do that on Penn State. And I think their defense is going to be enough to where they're going to be able to stop a lot of drives by Penn State. I think that's the only way Indiana is really going to be able to dominate because Penn State quarterback, got injured, their starting quarterback. So this is going to be their freshman backups, like third game against really, really high quality defense. So I don't think he's going to be able to do that much on that defense. So that's they're going to win by just that. Their offense is not going to be able to do too much. But I think explosives on the other side, I just think that it's not going to be the same as when y'all seen explosives from Ohio State. But Indiana should be able to win the game because, like I said, circumstances of Penn State not having, a starting quarterback with experience. And I just think their line is not going to be able to hold up that much. And their quarterback is Grunkenmeyer. I think he's going to have to run the ball. They're going to have some design plays for him to pick up yardage with his legs and short passes, maybe find some connection with a tight end or something. And maybe just keep Indiana's offense off the field. Try to slow the game down some. I think they're going to do those things. It's going to be a slightly more competitive game than when they played against Ohio State. So we shall see. If I'm wrong, come back in the conversation and let me have it next week. I don't think I'm going to be wrong, though. But for that being said, ladies and all the college football fans out there, I thank you for viewing me live today, and I appreciate you guys. And I want you, if you're not already, like I said before, subscribe to my channel, G Shine Entertainment. I'm G, and I do college football top 10 picks, and I talk anything about college football. Y'all can leave in the chats and discuss. We can discuss all the time about whatever games out there in the present, whatever happened at that time on Saturday or in future games. I love to talk college football with you guys, and you guys can chat with each other. And like I said, if you guys support me and this channel can grow, we could do some great things together. So I just like talking to you guys and enjoy talking to college football. So you guys out there, I will talk to you and give you my top 10 next week, and we can chat again about college football in this season 2025. So for now, you guys take care, and I'll see you next week on a Monday at 7 p.m. Let's talk college football again. Take care, you guys.